We are live. Good afternoon, bowling fans. This is Dan Castle. We are here at Ryan's Family Amusements in Millis, Massachusetts for an Atlantic Candlepin Singles Tour doubleheader. We have an A match featuring home bowler Justin Waters versus Pete Rischitelli, and a C division match, Ashlee Breton, who's a home bowler, versus Karen Rischitelli. The home bowlers in this case have opted to go first. It's their choice, and we start with Justin Waters with a big blast of a 9-drop. And Ashlee Breton does the same thing. Both Ashlee and Justin bowl out of Millis. Now I'm going to try to keep track of head pins. There's a spare for Justin. And just off for Ashlee. We'll catch up a bit here, see what we have for viewership momentarily. And Ashlee with a 9-box. So we are underway in the first of 5 games. These two bowlers are not head-to-head. These are 2 separate matches. Just keep that in mind. Justin is bowling against Pete, who will come up after Justin bowls 5. And Karen will come up after Ashlee bowls 5. Waters again on the head pin. Ashlee on the head pin. And Ashlee has a split. I'm multitasking here a moment, so bear with me. Waters, 2 marks in a row. He put 9 on the first one for a 19 in the first one. And Ashlee's still open. And Breton, nice try to pick up the right triangle, but ends up with a 6-box. And she's at 15 at 2. All right, I'm going to check on the other feed here to see if I see people as I come in. Waters on the fill. Another head pin shot. But only 5 in the fill that time. Breton, great shot. Nice head pin, but she's left with the inverted half Worcester. Just a 2 and an 8 left. So that's 5 in his fill. 34 through 2 for Waters. No spare that time. And Ashlee was right on it, but not a lot you can do with that sometimes. It's got to be, there's no room for any miss there. Okay, Waters trying to pick up something here, ends up with an 8. And a 9 for Ashlee, 24 through 3 for Ashlee. 32, 4 and 8, 41, I'm sorry, 41. It's a 7-box, I'm sorry. 41 through 3. And Waters again on a head pin, this time with the 7-10 split. Ashlee is also 4 for 4 on the head pin. Both bowlers with splits here. And Waters open again. Both bowlers open. And there we go. Now I see our feed. Ben Hamilton, good to see you. Waters with a 9-box. He's at 50 through 4. John Winchell, hello. Please somebody tell me how you're receiving my sound right now. 9-box for Breton, 33 through 4. Still looking for her first mark. And Waters coming into box 5. 5 for 5 on the head pin for Justin. And same for for Ashlee. Both bowlers with splits again. Okay, both bowlers open. And Waters closes with a 10 for 60 at the half. And Ashlee will have a 9. Ashlee, with that 9, has a 42 half with no marks. All right, going to see our visiting bowlers come up now. All right. Now I'm catching up with my paperwork here. All right, so halfway through game 1. Justin Waters at 60 and Ashlee Breton at 42. And now Justin's opponent, Pete Rischitelli, and his mom, Karen Rischitelli, are coming up to bowl. We have a family affair going on today. So Pete starts off. He's up against Justin 60. And he starts off on the 2-pin, leaves 3 to 136. Karen just misses a head pin as a bunch. Bella D'Agostino, nice to see you here. Rischitelli misses. Actually, they're both Rischitelli, so no spare there. Really nice effort by Karen there. She leaves the 4 and the 10, so she won't have a spare here, but great attempt. And a 10 box for Pete. What? ACST page and my homepage right now. Right. And a 9 box for Karen. So Karen's at 9, Pete at 10. Yeah, I get our out-of-state viewers by putting it on my page.
I just shared it, so.
Oh, cool. All right. Rischitelli coming up. He's down 9 pins so far, but that's only 1 box in. And he's off to the left, takes out that triangle. Karen just misses a head pin. Her ball broke past it, but hits a break there. Almost had a strike. And a backdoor 9 drop with a head pin and lots of wood in front of it. Should be a good opportunity for her. Pete comes in on the 3 pin. Punches through. Karen for the spare. No doubt about that one. Karen Rischitelli with the first spare of this match. Pete with a 7 box. 17 through 2. And we're going into box 3. Love to hear some comments. People are joining us. Glad to see that. I'm running without my partner Dave Peterson today, just me alone. Pete Rischitelli on the 2-pin. Leaves the 1, 3, 6, 7, 9, and Karen on the fill. A little too full. And that puts 4 in the fill for her. So she's at 23 through 2. And that's a head pin and a split there. Pete for the spare attempt. Just misses the object. All right, Karen for this variation on the spread eagle. Gets a few of them. Nice bid by Pete for a 9 box. 26 through 3. Karen's still looking at the 2, 4, 10. No wood down there. She's going to try to clean up a bunch of them. She gets just the 4 pin for an 8 box. 31 through 3.
Hey, high five.
All right, Rischitelli, box 4. Still looking for his first mark. And Karen Rischitelli. Pete hit the 4 pin coming in, and Karen hit the 2 pin, so both off. Karen's getting that late action that she had before. Leaves a 1-8. Pete misses a head pin, gets everything but the head pin. And Karen still has the 1-8 down there. And she gets it. That's her second mark of the string. Nice shot. Off the wall. And Pete with a 9 box. He's at 35 through 4. There's doubleheader action here at Ryan's Family Amusements. Dan Castle is your host. Send me your comments, compliments, questions, concerns. Tell us what you like about Candlepin. Most of the people who watch us are Candlepin bowlers. Pete on the head pin. Karen with a 9 fill. Nicely done. And she's at 50 through 4. Pete with a split. He's shooting for his first. Try to get his first spare here if he can. It's a 7-8. And he gets it. Nicely done. And Karen with just a single pin, the 10 pin to go for, and she picks that up. So Karen Rischitelli, 3 spares in 5 boxes, and she's at 60 in a ball. Pete Rischitelli's at 45 in a ball, and now our home bowlers are going to switch lanes and come up and finish the second half of game 1. In the A division, Justin Waters leads 60 to 45 in a ball, and Karen Rischitelli leads 60 in a ball to Ashlee Breton's 42. Waiting on a reset here. We have a pin down early. So Waters waiting on a reset on lane 21. Interesting note, I know Justin does not like these 2 lanes very much. So the place is busy. They probably assigned him these lanes rather than being picked. Here comes Ashlee with her first ball, second half of game 1. And she's on the 3 pin, just takes out 4. Waters all over the head pin. And too much head pin, just the 1-5 go out. Ashlee with that left side of the rack, just clips off 2. Waters has a tough one here. He's got the spread eagle plus the 8-9, and he's trying to play it a little with an angle and doesn't do too bad. Gets most of the right side. There's wood in front of the left side that can help him. And Ashlee Breton with a 10. Nicely done 10 box. And Waters with an 8. So Justin's at 68 through 6. Ashlee Breton's at 52 through 6. Ashlee looking for a mark here. Karen put up 3. First ball on his 7th, and Ashlee gets a case of the splits with a spread eagle. Justin, starting box 6, 7, on the head pin and leaves a check mark in the back. Ashlee trying to carry the 3 off the wall and maybe make something happen. Doesn't work. Waters with that 4-pin check mark leave. And that looked pretty good going down, but it didn't go. So open in the 7th for Justin. Ashlee still has 5 pins up, wants to clean up at least 3 of them. And she'll have a 5 box. Waters with a 10. So that puts Justin at 78. Ashlee at 57. And that's not where she wants to be right now. She's 2 boxes ahead, but Karen's still ahead after 5. All right, Ashlee on the 3-pin. Ball broke a lot. And Waters. That time he put it in a 1-3 pocket nicely. And has 8 pins down, but it's the 2-10 split. That'll be nice if you can get it. Ashlee making a valiant effort on that. Waters had 4 splits so far. The 2-10 split, he's got wood that might just help him here. Let's see. It does. Off the wall. Beautiful shot by Waters. And Breton with a high-low jack remainder and takes an 8. AJ, Nick, Nico, hello. Okay, we have a doubleheader here. Ashlee Breton still looking for her first mark in box 8, and she's left with a Caleri left, 4 horsemen plus the 9. On the fill for Waters, and that's a fill. 9 in the fill. 5-pin doesn't go.
Debbie, party at 2, your lane is ready. Debbie, party at 2.
But he's a 97 through 8. Nico. Yeah, let me do that in between games. It's pretty well centered, but another spare for Waters. And an 9 box for Ashlee. 74 through 9. Waters is at 107 in a ball in the 9th. Yeah, it's not that far off here, really. All that it'll do is give me more purple wall, frankly. And Ashlee off the head pin again. Leaves a 1, 2, 7, 6, 10. Waters on the fill. Comes in on a 2-pin, but takes out 6 pins. 113 in the 9th. And Ashlee will be open 10 for 10. Still has the 1 and a 3 left standing. Dave Peterson. Justin looking at the 1-2-7-10. And he gets it. 3 in a row for Waters. That was a good split. All right, Ashlee closes with an 82 string. And Waters has a fill to go. Then I'll make a slight adjustment to the camera. It is centered right behind the lanes, by the way. And Waters with a 10 fill. Strike on spare. 133 for Justin Waters. Good start. And an 82. All right, give me one moment. I got to center the camera. All right, we're going to start 2. Let's see if I can get over there to do it. This isn't as easy as it sounds, Nico. Nico wants the camera turned a little to the right. I'll tell you when. Just very little. You have to unlock it first. So unscrew that. That works too. There you go. That's good. I'm happy. I'm happy with that. All right, ready to start the second half of game 1 for our visiting bowlers. It can, but it doesn't right now. I have it on this mic. We're used to you, Justin. All right. So coming into box 6, Karen Rischitelli is at 60 plus a ball. Yeah, Nico, it's a surprise today. Justin called me at 20 after 3. Pete with a strike on spare. And that gives him 55 for the half. Karen with just 4. And she closes with a 64 half. So Nico, this wasn't really planned. Otherwise I might have put something up beforehand. So a 7 box for Karen. I'm glad that they asked me to come down. Karen's at 71. And she needs 11 pins to win this, to tie the string, 12 to win. 4 boxes to do it. And she puts that one in the pocket. Left with a 2-10 split. Pete, first ball on a fill. And actually, Karen has a 5-10. All right, that was Pete's first ball for the spare fill, strike fill. Nice try. She's trying to kick that over. So Pete looking at a bunch here, and that'll be 6 in a strike. So in box 6, Pete is at 71. And so is his mom. And that's a 7 box for Peter. And an 8 box for Karen. Oh, thank you, Nico.
8 box for Karen.
Yep, got it. And she's at 79. And that puts Pete at 78. Yeah, we got some really good and entertaining bowlers on today. I didn't have a lot of time to check standings, so won't be able to do that today. Karen off on the 3-pin. Pete light hit on the head pin. And a 7-10 split. Karen catches the inside of that and takes out everything but the 7. Nice try. Almost had that 7 going and was wiggling a little. Now Pete's got a tough one here. 7-10 split. Wood in front of the 10. Can he take it off the wall? Not quite. So he's up against the 133 that Waters put up. 10 box for Karen. 89. She's won the string. And that's a good 10 for Pete. 88. Okay. So he needs to get, for him to get to 134, he needs 46 pins in 2 boxes. Talking double strike zone, I think. All right, Karen on the head pin nicely. Another late action leaves just the 3-pin. Pete with a strike. That's what he needs to do if he wants to win this one. Needs a couple of those. And no spare for Karen. All right, Karen looking to line up for a 10. And she's all over that one for a $10.99 in the 9th. Computer did not catch that pin, so they're doing a reset, fix. It's a scoring correction. And we're coming into the last box here. Karen's won game 1 already, has another box to go. Bowlers are awarded 2 points each. String they win, for every string, 2 points. 1 point each if they tie, and 4 points for total, so that's a total of 14 available. Karen starts box 10 with a hit on the 3-pin, leaves the 1, 2, 4, and 5. Pete, first ball on the fill of the strike. He's off to the side. A lot of late action. There's 7th. He's in a must-marked position. I haven't done the math yet, so. Nice try by Karen. Spare by Pete Rischitelli for a 10 fill. 8. And he can't win this string. That'll give the points to Justin. But he can come close to the big fill. And that's all important total. So Karen Rischitelli puts up a 108 string for that $9. And she wins 108 to 82 in the first string. Pete Rischitelli on the fill. Off the head pin, but that'll be 7 in the fill. So a 125 string in our Class A competition. And Justin Waters with the first 2 points, 133 to 125. And that's still pretty close. Good games by both bowlers. We're about to go into game 2. So the home bowlers coming up. Justin Waters, both home bowlers won the first 2 points. 133 to 125 and 108. Actually, I'm sorry, Ashlee lost to Karen. 108 to 182. Sorry, I got it backwards. Waters starting game 2 with a nice head pin hit, and that didn't do him a lot of good. Gave him a spread eagle. Nice 9-drop by Ashlee. Leaves just a 6-pin. Good spare opportunity. All right, Waters trying to spare the spread eagle. Rarely done. Just clip the 2. Ashlee just misses. Just drove the wood back. So no marks in the first for either one of them. Waters trying to clean up 5. And how about 4 of them? So a 9-box by Justin. And a 10-box by Ashlee Breton. ACST Facebook on ACST. So the Atlanta Candlepin Singles Tour page. I'm looking at it on the phone here. It's also on my homepage. All right, box 2, game 2. Well, Justin Waters buries it in the pocket. Ashlee also on the head pin leaves a 5 and 10, 5 and dime, or the Woolworth as some people call it. Joe Chambers, nice to see you here. Thanks for watching. Waters trying to first spare on that triangle, and I can't believe it didn't go. Ashlee's got some wood there and just goes by it. So they're very steep angles. So again, both bowlers open in the second. And that's a 9-box for Waters. And Ashlee manages to pick that up. Not quite how she wrote it up, but it still went. All right, 2 boxes in. Waters is at 17. Breton, perfect so far with 20, 2 10-boxes. Still looking for her first spare in this match. Waters buries it. Ashlee's ball drifts to the right. Takes out the right-hand half. Hey, Dan Isdale, would love to see you sometime. Waters has a 5 and 9, and he picks up the spare. Nice spare. There's Ashlee's first spare of the game. Beautiful mark, actually. Hi, Betty from Canada, British Columbia, all the way out west. Thank you for joining us. I've not been to BC, been to Ontario extensively and New Brunswick. Waters puts 9 on his. Breton coming in on a head pin. There it is. There's 8, Phil. No split. And with that 19, Waters is at 36 through 3. Does not go. Breton at 38 through 3. And either bowler picks up the spare. So both open in box 4 of game 2. Waters trying to pick off that 10 pin, no problem that time. And Breton gets her 10 box too. So that puts Waters at 46 through 4 and Breton at 48 through 4. They're not bowling against each other again. For anybody who's just come in, I see a few people have. There are home bowlers in a doubleheader match, and Waters takes out the 1-5 only. Breton's off on the 2 and leaves the 1-4-7-9. Some wood behind the head pin. I don't know how that helps. If she can spin it might perhaps go. Waters going for a tough one here, does not get it. Ashlee, she first order business hit that head pin, misses it, so open in the 5th. But she's broken the ice on spares because she didn't have any in the first string. And that'll be a 7 box for Justin. Ashlee looking at the 1-7, does not touch either one. So halfway through game 3, Justin Waters at 53. Ashlee Breton is 56. Big improvement from the first game. Waters is down a little bit from his first string. And now mother and son bowlers, Karen Rischitelli and Pete Rischitelli. Pete bowling against Justin. Karen bowling against Ashlee. Pete starts us off with another spread eagle. All through the hole. All right, Karen's got 7 pins up there she's looking at. 4 horsemen and a triangle, and just gets that single pin in the back, so tough start for both of them. And Pete through the hole twice. No bowler likes to do that. Means he hit the head pin 3 times in a row, and Karen takes a risky move on the inside of that head pin in 10 and gets a 7 box. All right, Pete looking to shake it off. On the head pin again, and another split. It's at the 4, 5, 7, 10. Karen is on the head pin, drops 9. All right, Pete's got a tough one here, but I like his wood. Right there, and that needed to be a little lower on that wood. I think it might have gone. Karen just has 1 pin alone. It looks like the 4 pin. And she's got her first spare of this string with a single pin pickup. And Pete with a 7 box. Tough start with 11 through 2. All right, coming into box 3, Karen Rischitelli will be on a fill, and Pete is not, and he's on the head pin. That time it's a better leave. Drops 9. Well, first 2 boxes are just ugly splits. Karen with her first ball drops a strike. And that was a fill, so a 20 box in box 2 for her. And she's at 27 through 2. Pete looking for a spare, does not get it. So he still has a 7-pin up and picks it off. So 10 box and he's at 21 through 3. He's down 15 pins so far in his string in completed boxes. We're coming into box 4 of game 3 for our visiting bowlers, the Rischitellis. Pete trying to catch up with Justin Waters here. And another one on the head pin, a little full, another split. He's 4 for 4 on the head pin so far. Karen on a strike fill. Threatens to put up a double. She's a tough competitor. That's 8 in the first ball. She just has a 2 and a 5 with wood in between. Nice try by Pete to dry that off the wall. Karen for her second strike fill ball. Bit of a strike, and she gets it. That was off to the right, but it still went. 2 20 boxes in a row. 47 through 3. I'm glad I'm not bowling her today. All right, Pete with a 9. 30 through 4. After 4, Waters was at 46.
Liam, party of 2, your lane is ready. That's Liam, party of 2, your lane is ready.
All right, coming into box 5. We've got a lot of action going on here today in the open bowling area. And Pete Rischitelli trying to find his first mark of this game. And gain some ground on Justin here if he can. First ball is in the left pocket. Nothing wrong with that. But he left 5 pins down there. Karen on a fill again. And that's another strike. Backdoor strike for Karen Rischitelli. 3 20 boxes in a row. The head pin was the last to fall that time. And that's a phenomenal half for her. 67 through 4. 77 and 2 balls in the 5th. Ashlee put up a decent 56th. And Pete with a 10 box. So we are halfway through game 2. And in our A division match, Justin Waters leads 53 to 40 at the half. And Karen Rischitelli has 77 and 2 balls to 56 by Ashlee Breton. All right, Ashlee Breton starting the second half of game 2 on the 2-pin with a half Worcester left. And Waters coming up. Nobody's on the fill here. Justin drops 8, leaves a 5 and dime. Waters trying to spare the half Worcester and just hooks the ball around the head pin to the 5. Just missed it. She's playing that inside. Waters has a tough one here. He's got to helicopter that wood around. He's going to the left side, try to do just that. All in the right direction, but it didn't pick up the 10. Nice try by Justin. Ashlee has the 1, 3, 4, 7, 10. And that'll be a 7 box. Waters with a 9. So Ashlee Breton is 63 through 6. Justin Waters at 62. Ashlee on the 3-pin that time. Still falling. Okay, it's not terrible. Waters, another split. Breton has a 2-7-8 and a lot of wood in there. A good opportunity. 7-pin stays. She's just a little too much to the right, I think. So Waters with the 3, 6, 8, 10. Picks off just the 3. You hear Karen in the background encouraging those pins to fall for Ashlee. Ashlee gets a 10, and she's a 73 through 7. Waters trying to pick up something here, and he gets all of them. Nice shot off the wall. Justin, as everybody knows, is one of the best bowlers in the region, and he makes shots like that look easy. 2 years ago, Waters was the champion of the ACST, of the A division. I don't know his average this year, but most years he's running roughly 130. Breton with a head pin hit. Waters, strike. No doubt about that one. Breton just misses a head pin. No backdoor action there. Ashlee plucks off that head pin for a 10. Got them all. 83 through 8. Okay, Breton coming into box 9. She needs to catch up here. And again, on a head pin, hits a spread eagle. Waters on a fill. First ball is 8. There's another ball to go to fill that one. Just a 4-7 left. Kendrick Payne, hello. Ashlee trying to do something with that spread eagle and makes a great bid on that. Kick the pin over to take out the 6. Wow. Did not expect that. Waters isn't happy either. 9 in the fill, 91 through 8. Looked like a pretty straightforward spare. Breton with a nice 10. The 3's 10. 93. And Waters with that 9 box is at 100. Even. Definitely running under his average at the moment. He had a tough first half, but the door's a little bit open here. Actually, Ashlee's at 92. I made a mistake somewhere here. So it's 82, 92. All right, Breton off to the left. Here comes Waters. Got the 10 to go, so just a 5-pin left. Nice hit. Ashlee's got the whole right side to shoot at, and she is on the object, a little bit light. Leaves a 5, 9, 10. Waters after the 10, 5-pin only, and gets it spare in the 10th. So Waters is at 110 and a ball. And Ashlee closes game 3 with a 9 box, right on her average of 101. So definitely a lot better string. But Karen's got an onslaught going. Waters on the fill, 110 plus this ball. And nice ball, but could not get it to take everything down like I looked like it would. So that gives him 117. And he's at 250 through 2. What's that? First was 125. All right, second half. Karen Rischitelli's on a strike, and her first ball takes down 5. He's still looking for a mark in this game. He's way off the head pin, but late pin action. Give him something to work with there. A 1-3, 8-9. It looks like. Karen completes this first half with a 7 fill. And that's an 84 half, folks. That's pretty good. Pete turned a little on that one and did not get the mark. Nice 9 box by Karen. 93 through 7 boxes. And a 9 for Peter. All right, so Pete's at 49 through 6. 4 more boxes to get to 118 to win. That means marks. He's still looking for one. Karen first ball in the 7th. And she just has a lemon drop on the right, just that 6th pin. Peter's on the 2, takes out 4. Karen shooting at 9 pins here. Oh boy, double lemon drop. All right, Pete a little wild on that one, misses everything. All right, so both bowlers trying to pick up a bunch of pins here on a tough 7th box. Karen puts it down the middle just right and gets an 8. Nothing wrong with that after that. And she's at 101 per 7. And Pete with a 7 box. 56. So Karen's next pin will win this string. She's got 3 boxes to pick up 1 pin. I think that's probably likely. And her first ball is on the head pin, and it's 7 down. It looks like Pete's also got 7 down. And he's left with a 1-3-6. Karen's got a split going there. Pete with a spare, first one of the string. Karen's open with just the 3, 6, 7 left, and she gets the 6. 4, 8, an 8 box. All right, coming into box 9, Pete Rischitelli's on a fill. He's trying to get to Justin's 117. He's a 66 in a ball. It's going to be really tough to do. We'll have some strikes here. Karen's already won this string. She's at 109 through 9, is off the head pin. And Pete drops 6 with that nice head pin hit. 6 in the fill gives him 72 through 8. Hey, Karen's got a 4 horsemen plus some other pins and takes out the back part. Pete looking for a mark, must mark, does not get it. He had a diamond there, took out 1/2 of the diamond. Karen's left with just the 1, 3, 6, 10. And she gets everything but the 10. And matching 9 box for mother and son. Karen's at 118 through 9. Pete's at 81. And that will give the points to Justin. He closed at 117. Best Pete can do right now is a 111. Okay. Head pin hit for Karen. Nice ball by Pete. Karen has a diamond, a 2, 5, 6, and 9. And Pete's looking at just a 6-10 with favorable wood, I think. Does not get it. And Pete's got a mark in the 10. We're still early in this match, so even when you're behind, you want every pin. Try to have a shot at total. He puts up a spare in the 10. And it was close in the first. That's a 10 for Karen. So game 2, 128 to 101. Karen Rischitelli takes the next 2 points. And we're going to finish out this game with this fill ball. Pete's at 91 plus this ball. And lets it get away from him, so just 3 in the fill. Game 2 goes to Justin Waters, 117 to 94. Let me get totals here for you. Okay, in the A division match, Justin Waters leads in total 250 to 219. He's got all 4 points so far. In the C division match, Karen Rischitelli leads Ashlee Breton 236 to 183, and she has all 4 points so far. Now it's time for the middle game. Waters starts us off. Here we go. He is all over that pocket and leaves a triangle. Ashlee slightly to the right. So Justin's looking at the 2-4-5 triangle for a spare. Ashlee has the 1, 2, 4, and 5. And Justin doesn't get that one, surprisingly. Ashlee trying to get her ball to break in there, does not. Just picks off the side. We have a pin out there. So needs to be retrieved. Anybody who's not familiar with Candlepin, we have a pin in front of the line that's drawn down there. It has to be removed before play can continue. It's not in play if it comes out in that line. So the opponent bowler, typically if there's not staff available, will go down there and check to see if it's in play or not. If it's not, then they remove it to be thrown down there later. Waters now looking for his 10 with a single pin to shoot at, and he's got it. Waters with a 10 in the first box, and Breton with a 7. And if you're just joining us now, this is a doubleheader match. Justin Waters, home bowler, versus visiting bowler Pete Rischitelli. Justin's won both of the first 2 games. And our C division match, Ashlee Breton, a home bowler, is bowling against Karen Rischitelli, and Karen has won both games to start. We're in the 3rd game of 5. And we're in the box 2. Here comes Waters. That long, extended backswing of his. I've known Justin since he was a teenager. We used to bowl in Natick in a Wednesday night league together. All right, so Waters is on the head pin, splits it. 2-4-7-10. Ashlee missed the head pin, is left with a 1-9-10. Waters trying to split that, does not get the object. And Ashlee off the object, does not get her mark. All right, Waters has to pick up the 2-10 for a 10. And he'll get just a 2, so a 9 box, 19 through 2. Ashlee looking at a 110 and gets the back pin to go. And that's a 9. She's a 16 through 2. All right, coming to box 3 of game 3. I see Stephen Bate on here. Thanks for joining us. Waters, box 3, he's off on the 2 pin. He doesn't miss the head pin much. He leaves the 1-6-10. Ashlee Breton, she's on the head pin and gets a nice 9 drop. Leaves just a 7. Waters looking at a 1-6-10. Either side of the head pin should give him a shot at it. Got the outside and he picks it up. And Breton all over that single pin, matching spares for our home bowlers. Ashlee had a mark in the 3rd box last time, so did Justin, for that matter. Okay, Waters at 29 plus this first ball. He's on the fill. Here we go. Buries it in the 1-3 pocket, puts 6 on it. Breton just off the head pin, and she puts 6 on hers. And that puts Breton at 32. And Waters at 35 through 3. And both Waters is open. Ashlee's got a shot, could not catch that head pin. And I think we have a pin out there. So Pete Rischitelli's going to go down and check on it. Waters, in the meantime, closes with a 10 box. He's at 45 through 4. He's checking to see if that pin's in play or not. And it is not. So Pete's going to bring it back. And then Ashlee has the 1-7-10 to shoot at to get a 10, and that's a high-low jack, we call that. All right, it's pretty when it goes. And she puts it through between the 1 and the 7, so just a 7 box. And Breton is at 39 through 4. Both Waters and Ashlee have 1 mark apiece. The way Karen's bowling right now, Ashlee really wants to put up something big here in the 5th. Waters' first ball on the head pin. And it's not a spread eagle, but it's close. Ashlee, nice pocket shot. And she's left with the 8-10 split. Some wood that may just help this. Waters has a 3 and a 1. Does not get that 2 pin to carry. And Ashlee too far to the right does not pick up her spare. I think she needed to be in more in a middle pin. And Waters with a 10. And that would have worked if Ashlee had hit that
Zach, party of 2, your lane is ready. Zach, party of 2.
All right, we're halfway through game 3 for the home bowlers. And Justin Waters sits down with a 55. Ashlee Breton with a 49. All right, visiting bowlers coming up. A little bit. Yeah, I know you don't like these lanes. Yeah, you're getting a lot of splits. You're on the head pin all over it. All right, our visiting bowlers start out, and what do you know? Pete Rischitelli starts out with a strike. It's a good start to game 3 for him. He doesn't have any points yet. He's looking for some. Karen with a hit on the 3 pin, late falling 1, or on the 6 pin, late falling 1 and 3 leaves the 4-7 alone for a spare attempt. So no head pin here, but a makeable spare. All right, spin that wood around and it works. Took a risk on it. So marks for the visitors for box 1. No, Brian, it wasn't Ashlee. All right, first ball drops 9 for Pete. He's on a strike. And Karen puts 4 in her fill for 14 in the first box. Second ball in the fill for Pete is a 10. Is a spare, I'm sorry. So he's 20 in the first, 30 in the ball in the second. Just calling it a split. You can't have a split with a 9 with a single pin up. All right, so Karen has 8 down, still has a 5 and 7, and she'll put up an 8 box. And so Karen is at 22 through 2. Pete on a fill again, off to the side, lemon drop. 1 in a fill, 31 through 2. Karen just misses a head pin. Breaks up the Cleary for the 1-4-7-8, and Pete trying to pick up 9 pins here. Still has the 1-3-10. So Pete's at 31 through 2. And Karen threw the hole on that one. I thought she was on it. Pete for a 10, and he has a 7. 38 through 3. Karen trying to pick up the 1-4-7-9 and gets nothing, so a 6 box. That puts Ashlee in the lead right now. Score picked up, and the score machine picked up 1 additional pin. All right, a little confusion on scores right now, so to recap, Justin Waters is leading 4 points to none so far in the first 2, as is Karen Rischitelli. Pete Rischitelli on the 3 pin leaves a 4 horseman left. 1-2-4-7. Karen Rischitelli on the head pin drops 9. Nice ball. Everything but the 10. So Pete trying to get that 4 horseman to go. He's on the head pin, picks up the 1-2. 4-7 are still up. And Karen's giving a little thought to this. Doesn't want to miss. Going for that single pin and just misses. Not by much. The ball took a slight break right to left. Enough to take it away from the pin. Pete looking to close out with a 10 here. Gets it. 48 through 4. And a 9 box for Karen.
How are we going to watch the late game with my buddy? Yeah.
All right, so Pete's got the lead so far, 4 boxes in. Puts it on a 2-pin, gets some late breaking pins for the 1-6-10. Karen trying to play from behind here, and she spread eagle plus a 10.
Go Thursday. Go Thursday Sunday.
All right, so nice try by Pete, trying to carry that head pin over and went in front of this 6-10. All right, I'll see you later. Talking to Ryan Prouse here. And I believe that's a 9 box. I think that was good, but that'll be Bowler's call. All right, and Karen with the last ball of the first half of game 3 puts up a 9 box. And here we are, halfway through.
Dylan, party of 2, your lane is ready. Dylan, party of 2.
All right, we are halfway through game 3 and halfway through the match. And at the 5th box, Ashlee Breton leads Karen Rischitelli 49 through 46, and Pete Rischitelli leads Justin Waters 57 to 55. And here we go. Ashlee off to the left leaves the 1-3-6-9. Justin just misses a head pin. It's a line of 3 plus a 10 pin. Okay, she goes too far to the right, no spare. See if Justin can do it. No, too full. So no spares in the 6 for either of these bowlers. Ashlee with a nice 10. Very good pinning. Waters trying to pick up the 2-4-10 for a 10, and he gets just the 4 for an 8. 63 through 6 for Justin Waters. And Ashlee Breton with 59 through 6. Ashlee puts that in a 1-3 pocket. Brooklyn side for a lefty. 4-5-10. There's wood over by the 10. That looks like it might be angled the right way. Justin buries the head pin, but what's that? 3-5-7-10. Ashlee, she's right in the right spot on the wood, gets a spare. I thought that could go. Waters has a tougher one here. He's got to kick something over to the 4-7. He does it. Textbook spare. Mark that one up for the highlight reel. Waters picks that up beautifully. Carried the 3-pin over to the 4-7, and he gets a spare for it. Ashlee Breton on the fill. And a 1-2 pocket, her natural place to be. So it's still a split, 7 in a fill. Waters on his fill. All right, 8 in a fill, 7-10 split. And so that puts Justin to 81 in the 7th box, and Ashlee at 76. All right, Ashlee does not pick up the spare. Wasn't that something, Duncan? I mean, what are the odds on that one? He had to hit that perfectly to carry that 3-pin over. That's a remarkable shot. All right, Waters is going to try to spare the 7-10. Kind of split the wood. Nice idea, but the left wood does not go to the back. Hey, Nick Blundo. So both bowlers open in the 8th box. 9 box for Ashlee Breton. 10 box for Justin Waters. Waters at 91 through 8. Ashlee Breton at 85.
Your lane is ready. Becky, party of 5.
And we hear Brian Fournier in the background calling bowlers up. Ashlee to the right, takes off that right triangle. She has the lead at the half. Waters drops a dime. Right in the 1-3 pocket like you're supposed to. Gets a spare, or gets a strike. Waters at 101 and a 2 balls. Ashley still looking for a 10 here. And that'll be a 7. Not what she wanted. And that puts Ashley at 92. Karen was a little, not quite on as much as she had been in the first half of game 3, but Ashley needs something here to try to keep the door closed. The way Karen's been bowling. And that's not bad. That's a Millis 8. We dropped everything but the 1-2. Waters' first ball on a strike. And that's 7. Triangle in the back, the 6, 9, 10. Ashley misses. And Waters for the spare. Just takes out the center. He was too good on that. So 8 in the fill. 109 through 9, and Ashley has an 8 box for an even 100. And a 10 box for Justin. 119. Home bowlers are done with game 3. Ashley with a 100 even. Justin Waters with a 119 for a 369 triple. Ashley for a 283 triple. Running a little under her average with that first game, but picked it up after that. Starting the second half of game 3, Karen Rischitelli's at 46. Both her and Pete miss a head pin. Karen drops 6, leaves a 4 horseman right. 1, 3, 6, 10. And she misses. Pete has the 1-3 only. And he misses. So no spare for either. Now for the 10. And Karen misses again. And Pete picks up a 9. So 6 box for Karen Rischitelli. 52 through 6. And a 9 box for Pete. 66 through 6. Karen on the 3 pin. Pete on the head pin. Leaves the 5-8. Needs to mark to catch Justin. All right, Karen came in on the 2, leaves the 1-7. And Pete Rischitelli with a spare in the 7th. Trying to keep pace with Justin, who put up a 119. Karen with a 9 box. And she's a 61. Has to put up a big spare to catch up with Ashley here, but she does have the advantage in total. All right, starting box 8 of game 3. And Karen Rischitelli on the head pin, nice. Her reward is a 7-10 split. All right, Pete on the fill, just 3. Went way wide of the head pin. Gives him 79, so he's only 2 pins under Justin, but Justin's got a strike 8 in there. Okay, not there. So Pete still needs a spare, another big mark to catch Justin here. And a 10 box for Karen Rischitelli. And Pete with a 7. 86 through 8 for Pete. And a 10 box gives Karen a 71. So she's down 14 pins in completed boxes at this point, giving Ashley a good chance to pick up her first 2 points. All right, coming into box 9 of game 3. Karen needing a mark. It's a nice break on that. She came in at a 6-10 and left out, took everything but the 1-3-4. Pete with a head pin hit. And a split. So he still has the 3-6. Looks like the 3-6-4 to contend with. Oh, Karen trying to catch that. Leaves it, misses everything. As does Pete. Make it very hard for her to catch up without a big mark in the 10th. And that's an 8 box. 79. She put up a 128 game in her last game. 8 bucks for Pete. He's at 94. So we're coming to the last box of game 3. Karen's a 79. She needs 21 pins to catch Ashlee. So she needs a double strike here. Pete is at 94. Trying to get to 119. He needs 25 pins to tie. So that'll give the points to Ashlee because Karen needed a strike for that to happen. Head pins for both, splits for both. All right, 3 and 2 for Karen, trying to pick that up, and she gets just 2 of them. Pete's got the 7-8. Can't get that. That seals the deal for game 3. Waters will take another 2 points. And 9 bucks for Karen. 88. And 9 bucks for Pete. 103. So game 3 in the books. Ashlee Breton will take 2 points, 100 to 88. And Justin Waters wins game 3, 119 to 103. Let me grab your totals here. All right, in the A division match, Justin Waters is leading in total. 369 to 322 after 3 strings. Karen Rischitelli lost the last game, but she's still leading in total. 324 to 283. It's a healthy lead, but Ashlee has a couple of good wins here. She could come back and catch him. Starting game 4, Waters is all over that head pin, and that's a strike. Good start to that game. Ashlee Breton off to the 2 pin as a Caleri right. 4 horsemen right plus the 8 pin. Maybe. Had to catch that 1 pin, does not do it. She'll be open in box 1. Looking for a 10, and that will be an 8. All right, box 2, Waters is on a strike. And his first ball in a fill. Off the head pin. 5 in his first one. Ashlee hits the 2 pin. They both hit the 2 pin. Waters gets a Caleri right, and Ashlee has a half Worcester. Second ball in a fill for Justin, and he gets a spare, I think. Is that going to go? I can't believe that didn't go. He had that a quarter of the way over. Well, that's 9 in the fill. Nice try by Ashlee. Both of them have a 10 pin. Sticky 10 pin for Justin. I can't believe that didn't go. It's way off spot too. That's off the wood. I don't think it's going to count. And a 9 bucks for Breton. All right, pair of 9 boxes. So Waters at 28 through 2. Breton at 17 through 2. You believe that didn't go? He moved that way off spot. All right, box 3, game 4. Waters is on the 2 pin, takes out everything but the 1-3-7-10. Ashlee Breton is on the head pin, breaks up the split, spare leave of a 2-4-7, all in a line. Waters for the spare. Nice try, doesn't go, still has the 3-7. Ashlee looking for a mark here and misses a 2 pin. That was something else, Benjamin. That pin was almost hanging over the channel. And it didn't go. I can't believe it. Waters with an 8 box. Breton with a 9. 26 through 3 for Ashlee. 36 through 3 for Waters. I know I'm not covering the scoreboard up there very well, but I don't think most of you can read it anyway. So, not for lack of skill, but because it's hard to see. All right, Waters with a head pin hit. And a 3-4 split, I think it is. Okay, Ashlee hoping for that head pin to go down and make something happen. So Ashlee has a 4 horseman, a 1, 3, 6, 10. Waters trying to pick up the split and can't quite make it. Nice try. Ashlee off to the left will be open in this box. Box 4 of game 4. And Waters with a 9, 45 through 4. Ashlee trying to clean this up. Get that in a 1-2 pocket. She's got it. She came in on a 3-pin, 1-3 pocket I meant. But the wood was just right to carry that, so it's 36 through 4 for Ashlee. And we're coming into box 5 of game 4. Waters at 46.
Debbie, party of 6, your lane is ready. Debbie, party of 6.
Puts that in the left pocket. Ashlee just missing the head pin, leaves the 4 horsemen left. What's Waters have up there? It looks like the 6, 9, and a 7. And Wood over there, I think he can bounce it around. He's got a shot. What he's trying to do, and he did bounce it around, but it was in front of the 7. Nice try. Not a lot you can do with that. Ashlee just misses a head pin. Okay, little backdoor action takes out the middle pins. Waters with a 10. A 55 half, matching his first half of game 3. And a nice 9 box by Ashlee. 45 through 5. And our visiting bowlers will come up. Pete Rischitelli on lane 22. All right. What's that? Yeah, we need a reset on lane 21. We lost the 10 pin. That 10 pin fell down with no effort.
Moira, your lane is ready. Moira, your lane is ready.
Oh, okay. All right. So Benjamin, it's not an easy game. There's no, that frustrates people who are used to the much easier game of 10 pin. Although some of them think that's a much harder game. I've done both. I can attest. Rischitelli starts with a strike for the second time in a row. He did that in the last game too. When he gets that ball in there, he gets some great action. Karen came in on a 3-pin. Broke up the half Worcester, but has most of it down there. 1, 2, 4, 8, 6, 10. I'm just showing off my pin counting ability here. All right, doesn't carry the right side. All right, thanks, Zach. I'll try to fix that. Give me a moment. I'll be off for a second here. Actually, I think I can fix that with a remote instead of trying to get up and doing it. All right, how do you like that, Zach? Exactly, Benjamin. That is the point. I've had many 10-pinners, but tell me how easy this game is, and every time they say that, I say, come try it. All right, Rischitelli, Pete Rischitelli, dropped 8, leaves the 2 and the 4, but does not get the spare for a 19 in the first box, 9 in a fill. Last time he put a 10 on a fill. Karen shooting at the Coleary, a little too full in the head pin. There, so Zach, how does that camera angle look like? I didn't even get out of my chair to change that. 9 box for Pete, 28 through 2. Nice 9 box for Karen. Pair of 9s. And Pete Rischitelli coming up at 28 through 2. And look at that. That was a nice hit in the 1-2 pocket. Karen's in the 1-3. Both bowlers with splits. Pete has a 7-9-10 split. It's going to the middle of that wood. That doesn't help, but it takes out the 9 and the 10.
Debbie, party of 6, your lane is ready. Debbie, party of 6.
And in 10 boxes.
Katie, your lane is ready. Katie, your lane is ready.
So Benjamin, on that, I've had more 10-pin bowlers tell me this game is no fun because it's too hard. So I've seen them come in here, try it a little bit, and say, I don't like this, let's find 10-pin lanes. I try to get them to stay. You know, it's just a different game, the scores are lower. Yeah, it's nice to throw a 200-plus game. I've done it, but I'm not saying that 10-pin doesn't have its challenges. Karen with a head pin hit, leaving the 7-8. Consider that a split. Nice try by Pete, trying to pick up that 4 horsemen plus a couple plus a 7. Karen's got the 7-8 split to contend with here. She's going to the wood on her right, and she gets it. Late falling 8-pin, but nice try. And she got the spare for 37 and a ball in the 4th. And Pete with a 9 box. Well, you got a point there, Benjamin. I don't know how I would do with those heavier balls. Although, since I've had to use my arms a lot more than my legs lately, plus the workouts I'm doing at PT, I'm finding my arms are getting a lot stronger. So maybe it wouldn't be so hard now. All right, Karen with 5 and a fill. Puts her 42 through 4. Pete misses everything, goes through the hole. And you bring up a good point, Benjamin. That's one of the real appeals to Candlepin is it's really reachable by all ages. So young children can throw the ball, older people can do it too. And people who are in that middle range and trying to be very competitive, there's something for those people too. All right, so we have open boxes for both. Pete with a 7, Karen with an 8. Okay, so Pete Rischitelli with a 54. Karen Rischitelli with that 8 box has a 50. Oh, Phil Clough is something else. There's another bowler too. He's not bowling anymore. And Augie Aldrich. A lot of us know him. I bowled with him for years on my team. He's in his 90s now, and he bowled competitively well into his late 80s. I've seen Augie come in, and he always looked younger than he was. But he was throwing 120 strings and better late into his career.
Katie, your lane is ready. Katie, your lane is ready.
And a lot of bowlers who are watching will know Augie and will attest to that. Ashlee with a lemon drop. Nice pocket hit by Justin, taking out half a rack. Everything but the 2. Nice try, Justin. And all right, that's an 8 box for Ashlee Breton. Nice pick by Justin for a 10 box. Yeah, Phil is awesome. Really, really tough bowler. Ashlee is at 53 through 6. And she's on the 3 pin.
Paul, your lane is ready. Paul, your lane is ready.
Okay, Justin with another split. 2 and 3. Okay, Ashlee to the 2 pin, leaves the 110. Okay, Waters off to the left. No spare for either bowler here. Okay, quite an audience in the back watching this match for a birthday party. A lot of them paying attention to it. Breton with an 8 box. And Waters with a 7. 72 through 7. I'm off a pin here. He had a 56 half, 66, 73. Where did I miss a pin here? Catching up my paper score here. All right, that's I missed a pin in box 2 for Justin. So Waters, hey Sonia. Waters has a banana split at 4, 6, 7, 10. Ashlee put a big effort on that spare attempt, and Justin just gets the right side. Breton for a 10, no problem. 63 through 7. And Waters with a 9, 82 through 8. All right, hang on, I'm off a little bit. See, I can't do 3 things at once. Ashlee's at 71 through 8. Waters is at 82. Another split, 4, 7, 10. Ashlee was off to the right and takes out that right triangle. And now she's off to the left. Just punches through. All right, Justin shooting for a spare. Trying to kick that 4-7 over. Not just a little too steep. He puts it in the pit. Ashlee trying to get some pins out here. And she'll have to settle for a 7. Waters with a 10. All right, so Ashlee having a tough one here. No marks so far through 9 boxes, and she's a 78. Both bowlers feeling the frustration right now. Without a doubt. Both of them are much better than what they're getting this game. All right, Ashlee with a Caleri left, 1, 2, 4, 7, 9, and Justin drops 7, leaves a triangle. And Ashlee will be open 10 for 10, and Waters will be open in the 10th as well. He had a big strike in the first, but since then it's been quiet. Nice 9 by Ashlee, nice 10 by Waters. And that gives Ashlee a 87 game. Not typical of her. And Waters also not typical with a 102. And I'm just adding up scores here. All right. The visiting bowlers coming to the second half here. And nobody on a mark. Karen Rischitelli leaves the castle right. 5, 6, 10. Nice head pins on both of them. Sometimes what I'm slowing down for is I am also keeping a paper score sheet here. So If I say I make a math error, it's because I'm working off that sheet, and I give that to the bowlers afterwards so they can track head pins and splits and stuff. All right, Karen trying to skip that, and is it going to go? It goes. She picks up the castle right. Nice shot. Spare in the 6th. That's tough to do. Now Pete looking to match his mom's spare on that 4-7-8 triangle if he can, and he goes way to the left, picks off the 7. So open in the 6 for Pete. He's got an opportunity here. Gets the 10 box. 64. 64 through 6. So 40. If he gets all 10s and 1-9, he will win this string. He doesn't have to mark. 8 in the fill for Karen. 68 through 6. But Pete doesn't have a lot of room for error here. He gets anything under a 9 in any box, or more than one less than 10, he will have to mark. Karen misses a spare. All right, Pete off to the right. He's got 4 left up there. If he doesn't make this 10, that will force him to spare. Nice 10 box by Karen, 78 through 7. And he gets it. What shot? And he's at 74 through 7. So he has a 1-pin lead right now over Justin in completed boxes. And Karen coming up for box 8. Off the head pin. Pete way off the head pin. Sometimes he's got that little twist and just throws it off to the left. And I know he knows it does it. We all have our quirks. All right, Karen picks off a couple more. She still has a head pin and a 6 down there. Double row for Pete. Got to hit the head pin.
Your lane is ready.
Okay, so he's in a pickle here. Nice 9 by Karen. And that's a nice 9 by Pete. Keeps them next 2 boxes. If they're both 10s, he'll win the string. Anything less than a 10, he has to spare. And right now, Karen is tied at the 8th box with Ashlee's 10th. So her next pin will win the string. And she's off on the 3 pin, drops 6. Leaves the 1, 2, 9, 10. Pete, he's really giving it a run here to try to force himself to spare. He's off on the 6 and takes a triangle. Oh, nice shot by Karen Rischitelli. Okay, Pete's got 3 more left. Spare in the 9th for Karen. It's a 97 in the ball. Yeah, I keep track of all that stuff. Keeps Micah happy. All right, that's a 9 for Pete. 92. All right, so his situation now. If he gets a 10, he ties Justin. He needs a spare to win the string. Without a spare, the best he can do is tie. Karen has won her string. She's on a fill and has a very nice 8 fill, but it's a split. Pete must mark this to win the string. That's an opportunity. All right, Karen is looking at this 6-7 split. And she whiffs it, goes right between. Pete must mark to win the string, and he does. He gets a spare. So right now we're tied. clutch shot by Pete Rischitelli that makes it a tie. His fill, any fill, will win this string for him. 7-10 split at the end for Karen Rischitelli, a 113 string. All right, Pete Rischitelli for the win of this string. And he misses the rack, a 0 fill. And it's 102 to 102 for Rischitelli and Waters. So a tie, 1 point each. And nobody likes to do that. I know, I've done it myself, so I know how that feels. So Karen Rischitelli picks up 2 more points. Justin has 1. Pete's on the board with 1 point. And I'll get you your totals here momentarily. In the C division match, Karen Rischitelli versus Ashlee Breton. Karen leads 437 to 370 after 4. In the A division, Waters has 7 points. Pete's 1 point. And he leads 471 to 324. 424, I'm sorry. I took 100 points away from Pete. 471 to 421. 24. Okay, I'll get it. One of those. All right, we're off to the races in Game 5. No head pins for the first 2 bowlers. Waters picks up a spare in the first. Nicely done. Ashlee through the opening. Chasing bunnies through the bunny hole. And she has... All right, nice pickup by Ashlee. Nice 9. I thought that might just miss, but it didn't. So a good recovery from the half Worcester plus a couple pins. And Waters on the spare. Ashlee went ahead. Justin put 4 on that. And he's got the spread eagle or the bird. So Ashlee has the 5, 7, 9, 10, and there's a lot of wood down there. I think that could help a lot. Waters trying to spare the spread eagle, almost never done. Ashlee's got a shot at this one. Oh, short pin goes right in front of the 7, does not take it down. So Waters with 3-1 to get a 10. And that'll be an 8 for him. 22 through 2. And can't believe that. Ashlee can't get a break here. She went right to the pin and just caught the cap, and that was enough to deflect around. So coming into box 3 of Game 5, here comes Waters, 22 after 2. Ashlee Breton's at 18 after 2. Waters in the pocket nicely, drops 9. Nice pocket shot by Ashlee, and she's got a strike. Well deserved. So strike in the 3rd for Breton. Waters with just a 5-pin, lots of wood in front of it, and wow, that almost didn't go. He went right to drive it back, and fortunately something came off the wall and gave him the spare. Spare's a spare. 32 in a ball for
Leon, party of 6, your line is ready. Leon, party of 6.
And Leon's party of 6 is ready to go. We hear Brian Fournier with a very loud mic back there, but here on the fill comes Waters with an 8 fill. And Breton on the first ball of her fill for that strike. Nice ball, gets her 7-10. 8 down to the first one. Waters at 40 through 3. He picks up another one. Breton trying to get the 7-10, and she gets it. Nice shot by Ashlee. Beautiful shot. 20 bucks. 38 through 3. All right, she's down 67 in total through 4 strings. It would take a big win to do this, but that's how you get there. Waters puts 7 in his fill. Breton with another nice pocket shot. Puts 8 in a fill and leaves a 7 in the 8. Waters is at 57 through 4. Breton is at 56. Waters has a 3 in a row to get, and he gets it like nothing to it. Breton trying to come off the wall, and does not quite. Almost. So she'll be open in box 5. And we're correcting his scoreboard up here. Got to go to the other side, Pete. And that'll be an 8 box for Breton. A very respectable 64 half for Ashlee Breton. Waters at 67 in a ball with that 4 out of 5 box. He made marks on it. So that's the Justin we're used to seeing. And that's the Ashlee we're used to seeing. That was a lot better. 4 out of 5. Starting game 5, Pete Rischitelli on lane 22, and he drops 6. 4 horsemen right. And Karen catches the 3-6 pocket, leaves 5. No head pins for either. Pete leaves a head pin that time. So no spare in the first for Pete. And Karen way off to the right. Did catch 1 fish in that ocean. And that's a 9 box for Pete. Karen still has 4 pins up there. Looks like the 1, 2, 5, 8. And she caught the 1 and an 8 for an 8 box. Just get the jerks. All right, Pete on lane 22 hits a head pin, gets a split, and Karen breaks up the spread eagle, but not by much. Takes out the 10 pin for the spread eagle -1. Pete trying to make that woodwork for him, and okay, it takes out everything but the 7-8. Karen's got a tough one here. All right, trying to kick something over, but just misses it too, so both bowlers open. Pete gets a 10. Nice 10 for 19 after 2. Karen still has a 2-3-6 up there. And she'll pick up 2 of them for a 9 box. And she's a 17 through 2. All right, we're coming into box 3 of the last game of this match. Pete Rischitelli in lane 22 hits the head pin. And he gets a clipped spread eagle. Spread eagle -7. We all hate that. And nothing good to say about that lead. Karen trying to come in a bit of an angle. Hits the 1-3 pocket. Leaves a 7-8. All right, Pete trying to play some wall ball. Right hand 3 to go. So Karen's got the 7-8. She's got wood. It's angled there, but I think it's way out in the front. So got to use it, I think. She's going to. No, she's going for the. Just missed it. Try and play the cap. So open box. And Pete with another 10. 29 through 3. And Karen with a 10 of her own for 27 through 3. Full house here on a Saturday late afternoon, early evening. Nice activity when it's cold out. Rischitelli coming to box 4, game 5, way over on the 4 pin. Takes out that left triangle. Karen Rischitelli playing from behind. She does the same thing, but gets only 2. All right, so both bowlers have a big cluster, need to throw their strike ball. Nice temp by Pete, he leaves a 5 pin. Karen has a nice reach on that one, puts it in a 1-3 pocket, leaves the 6, 8, 10. And that's a 9 for Pete. 38 through 4. And that puts him down 19 pins and completed boxes from water. And Karen with a 7 box. Ball came out of the channel. You don't get to count the pins. All right, you guys are quiet there in the party room, so I'd like to hear some comments. Let me know you can still hear me. Okay, Pete drops 8, leaves the 2-10 split. And picks up that spare. Nice shot by Pete Rischitelli. Karen Rischitelli has a 4-7-10 split with lots of 2 pieces of wood down there. One right in front of the 4. I think she's going to use it, and she tries to cap it and works. Nice shot. Good read on that. I thought she was too far to the right, but it worked. All right, so we're coming up to finish the match for our home bowlers now. Justin Waters at 67 and a ball in the 5th. He's won all the points but 1. Ashlee Breton at 64. She's got a healthy lead going into the last half of the last game. And she starts out with a head pin hit. And a 2-9-10 split. Waters on the fill. Again, those corner pins are giving him grief. Happened before, but the 10 pin didn't go, but that's 9 in the fill. So a 76 half. Nice try by Ashlee. Really nice try. Waters for the spare, all over it, no problem at all. 4 in a row for Justin.
Finley, party of 4, your lane is ready. Finley, party of 4.
So Breton with a 10 box. All right, she's at 74 through 6. First ball in a 7th box is on the 3 pin. Takes out the right-hand side of that rack. Waters again is on a fill. We're all getting used to hearing that, aren't we? 7 in his fill. $93 in the 6th box. Ashlee just off. He's got the 1-3-10 for a spare. Make it 5 in a row, can he? He does. 5 in a row for Waters. 6 out of 7 boxes for Waters are marks. Breton, nice try. Leaves 3. 7 box, 81 through 7. All right, Waters putting on a marking show here for us. He's a 103 and a ball in the 7th. Over on the 4 pin, takes out the triangle over there. Hey, Cliff, thank you. Waters, 6 on his fill. 109 in his 7th. Got a bit of a split here to play with. 2-4-7-10. Can he catch it? Off the wall, he tries, but leaves a 10, so his string of marks stops at 5. And Ashlee with an 8 box. 89. Waters just kisses that pin for a 10. 119 through 8. Much more characteristic of Justin Waters. Ashlee with 89 in the 8th, looking for another mark. Inoculate herself from a Karen comeback. And she's on the 2 pin, takes out 4. Waters in the pocket. Castle left, 4-5-7. Ashlee's got a cluster down there and takes out everything but the head pin. Beautiful attempt. Waters has a tough one here. Is he going to use the wood or is he going to try to take something off the wall? Using the wood. Nice. Good idea, but it's an open box. Ashlee with a 9. 98. She's a 101 average. Almost 102. And Waters takes a 9 for 128 at 9. Hey, Cat. I'm creative. Breton on a 3-pin. And Waters on the head pin with another split. Breton, no mark. So Waters has a spread eagle minus a 10. Trying to spare that if he can. He likes to play the wall, and it did not quite carry, but it was close. And the last ball of the match for Ashlee is a 9. And a 9 for Waters. His best string of the match, 137. Ashlee with a 107. And that puts Waters over 600. Hey, Ray Weatherby. Ashlee with a 107. 477 for Ashlee. Alright, so she's not going to be able to take total, but I think she's got a good shot at these points. Both bowlers here on the fill. Karen's at 47 plus this ball, which is 7. 51 to close out the first half. Pete with his 7 fill. Actually, it's a 50. I added a pin somewhere. I don't know where. I'll come back to that. Pete was 7. Puts him at 55. Karen, nice bid. All right, where did I add a pin? 8, 9, 17, 27, 77. All right, I got the first box is off for her. Matching 10s for both bowlers here. So that puts Karen right at 60. And Pete at 65. Pete's got a tough row to hoe here with the rest of this. He's got 4 boxes to get to 138 from 65. Karen off to the right. She needs at least 1 mark.
Nicole, party at 3. Nicole, party at 3. Ladies ready.
All right, nice try by Karen. She didn't catch a head pin, but took out everything but the 110. Pete has the 2, 4, 6 split. Nice try. And an 8 box for Karen Rischitelli. 68 through 7. $9 box for Pete Rischitelli. 74 through 7. Okay, Karen is down. 13 pins and completed. Again on a 3-pin, leaves the 1, 4, 7, and 9, 10. Pete Rischitelli. It's down 35 pins and completed. 3 boxes to try to make that up. It's going to be tough to do. He needs 63 pins and 3 boxes to tie. Nice spare attempt by Karen. And Pete's off to the side. And Karen with the 9 boxes at 77 through 8. She's under par right now. Nice 10 by Pete. 87 through 8. All right, needs a bunch of strikes. Really, what did I miss? Yeah, 65. Oh, I see what I did. I'm losing it, gang. He's at 84. I added 3 pins into 6 box. All right, spread eagle. That pretty much is it for him. Karen just picks off one. Pete trying to spare the spread eagle. Pet catches just the two. So at this point, that guarantees Justin a win. Karen gets an 8. And another 10 by Pete. Nicely done, 98. Karen's at 85 to get to 107. She needs 22 pins, 23 to win. Needs a double strike. And that's not a strike, so that'll give the points to Ashlee. But Karen's in good shape for total. I'll add it up in a second. And the last box, both mother and son going for spares here. Karen has the 5, 6, 7 with Wood by the 5. She catches the 5, 7. That would have been impressive if there are no other pins up. Pete picks off just the 7 pin, so both bowlers open in the 10th. And the last ball of the match for Karen is a 10. And a 10 for Pete. And 108. So, game 5 in the books. Justin Waters wins the A division 137 to 104. Ashlee Breton comes back to win the C division 107 to 95. And I'll give you the totals in a moment. All right. Bear with me a second while I add these up.
I am horrible at that.
Okay, A division. Justin Waters, 2, 4, 6, 8, 9, 4 wins 13 to 1 over Pete Rischitelli, and totals were 608 for Waters, 532 for Pete Rischitelli. In the C division, it's a 10-4 victory for Karen Rischitelli, with totals ending up at 532 to 477. So thanks for joining us today. That was a fun doubleheader today. 4 great people bowling. Some nice shots we saw. Everybody made a nice shot at some point. And that's it for me. So here from Ryan's Family Amusements in Millis, Massachusetts, both live and in recording, this is Dan Castle. We'll see you on the lanes. Thank you.